Thank you so much for staying tuned. This is still Good Morning Abuja, 90.5, the Unity Station. Yes, we just showed you the health and beauty benefits of drinking enough water. So we're saying to you, go drink enough water. Now we want to discuss unity in diversity. And we have someone who is a women leader and also a mother. And she wants to talk to us about unity in diversity. She has seen it all. She has led a lot of people across, not just her community, but across Nigeria. So she's ready to talk to us about unity in diversity. So please join me as I welcome Honorable Princess Grace Akpan. Thank you so much, Ma, for joining me.
It's a privilege to be here.
Ma, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Nigeria is 64.
64.
We have
A
come a
big
long
year so
way.
far.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Thank you so much, Ma. I know that you have been to so many places, visited women, different tribes,
Yes.
and in your journey, you have tried to make sure we all live in unity. How have you been able to do this?
Okay. Unity in diversity means to unite.
Mm,
Without unity,
mm,
nothing can ever happen. Even the women I'm leading, carrying along, I have to make sure that I unite them. I have to make sure that there's peace between us.
okay.
We as women, we must have one voice.
Mm,
And I even refer that to Nigeria itself. In Nigerians and all Nigerians and all the women within, we must make sure that we agree together. We have one voice, we unite, and then let our yes be yes. Because without unity, this country, we are going nowhere. And that's why we have a lot of problem here and there.
mm,
That's why we have a lot of problem because the mindset is not one. When we are agreeing on one thing here, before you know, others are agreeing something different there. And in the past, Nigerians were one.
mm.
Nigerians were united. Nigerians cooperate together. You can see, even our forefathers in those days, we came to meet them. And when we came and saw the way they were doing things, things was working. There was food everywhere. Everything was in peace. Everything was in unity because they had one voice and they loved themselves.
Mm.
Love is
Love,
the
yeah, the
greatest.
key thing, yeah.
Even in the Bible,
Mm,
say love one another. Love is the greatest. But Nigeria today, there's no love. This one will say, I'm a Christian. I cannot love a Muslim. Muslim will say, I'm a Muslim. We don't need Christians around. And if such things continue, where are we heading to?
mm.
But God has already made us Muslim and Christian in this nation.
And
So
put us together.
together, it's just like a woman that has children, maybe 6 children, 3 boys, 3 girls. She has brought you from her womb. You are together in one roof. And now the boys will say they don't want to see the girls. Is it ever possible? Or the girls will say they don't want to see the boys. It's not possible. But because they came from one womb, it has been destiny that it should be so. Because the God from creation that did it knows.
Okay. Wow. Now, moving forward, from your experience, what do you think, you know, can be done?
I think wherever there's lapses, for instance, if as a youth or a business person, let me touch the other area.
Mm,
You are doing business, and maybe in your community, things are not easily found around. And you are the person that is trying to make sure that you bring things from different
so that
area.
there'll be unity.
Unity. Then in such a situation, by the time you start bringing in things, you become the link between you and your community. They will not go far to be looking for things to buy. Everything they want is just within them. It makes life easy. And you now become self-reliance because everybody rely on you. Anything they want, go to him, he has it. So you are first self-reliance. Then another thing, you become established because you have the manpower, strength will come. You'll be able to stand and do whatever you can do. Once there's money, business is moving, you have hope. You see that the need for you to go into crisis is defeated.
Mm.
The need for you to betray your boss is defeated. If your boss release anything, you will not even feel that, let me embezzle. At least God is helping me. This one, let me give it out. You are carrying the people along. Everybody is happy. You too, you are happy. Life will be sweet. You understand what I'm talking about? So that is how it should be.
I remember that in the past, they say every child is your child.
Yes,
You can see another person's child that misbehaves.
you caution him. Then another area that I'm seeing it again is if you are in a community, people around you, you have the power, the grace, the ability to help. Why not help them?
Okay.
Why not help them? There's nothing there to help. Maybe get small loan for them to do business, encourage them, motivate them, then plan them ahead, encourage them to be focused, make them to know that if they can sit up and face their business in a short time, they will be okay. There's nobody in Nigeria now that will see money or small money for loan or anything for business that will not be happy. You see women roasting corn, selling tomatoes, everything here and there.
Everybody wants to be
I encourage them a lot. I encourage, and most of them are happy. They are doing fine. They get loan, they fix them up in many things. See them. By the time 2-3 months, their body changes. But in a situation where a woman will sit down, today you come and give her 1,000, tomorrow 2,000. Show her how to catch the fish.
so that she'll not come back to you.
Not that
you for
Joe,
fish. All right, thank you
so that is
much.
it.
So as we celebrate the 64th independence,
Yes.
what advice? What are you saying to Nigeria? What are you saying to the women? The final word.
Nigeria go better. Nigeria will go better.
Amen.
As long as God is in this business, He's the one that created Nigeria and He's the one that created us. And the reason why He created us, He knows it. God does not make mistake and He can never, never make mistake. So all I'm saying to Nigerians out there, be patient and then be strong. And if you're the type that is not doing anything, try to do something. Try to engage yourself. This is not the time to sit down, fold your leg, and be praying, going to the mountain 24 hours every day for God to send down the rain. It is when you start something, God will send help. Even right in that business center, help will come. We have what is angelic help. We have what we call men help, women help. God can send anybody, anywhere, anytime. That is just the truth. But engage yourself, start something. Don't just sit down and be expecting, because this time around is not a time to waste. It's the time to think and bring out a solution for yourself. Think of what you can do and then do it.
Your own contribution to our nation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You've heard it all. See, this is the time for us to put on our thinking caps.
Yes.
This is the time for you to think outside the box to make sure that you help yourself so that you'll be able to help others.
Yes.
That is it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll be speaking to you can from what she had just explained or the way she told you know that yes, this is truly women leader. She has seen women. She has passion for them. You heard all she said. Women need to be empowered. So proudly us. Proudly us.
Yes,
Thank
so
you
yes,
so
yes.
much. Yes, we'll be talking about unity in diversity. Yes, we'll be speaking with Honorable Princess Grace Akpan. Okay, and you've heard all she said to us. Please, let's build this nation together. Let's live in unity, the way we've always been. We are one people and we must speak one voice. Please don't go anywhere. We have this wonderful, what I call it, peace from Team Godfrey and her team. And okay, Team Godfrey and his team. Please let's. I'm sure it's going to remind you of your good old days. Don't worry. Let's go there. Yes, welcome back. That was a picture on the International Day of Natural Disaster Reduction. Truly, truly, we need to reduce the natural disaster. Right now on the show, we want to make you laugh. Yeah. We want to put a smile on your face, and we have someone who is in the best position to make you laugh. We have a comedian in the house. Please join me to welcome, okay, Way Steven. Okay, he is known as Mr. Steve. Please go
Yeah,
on to
thank you so
Mr.
much.
Steve.
Good
You're
morning.
welcome. Good
Yeah,
morning.
good to be here today.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Like I said to them, we want to make them
Of
laugh.
course, of course, of
And
course.
we are looking at comedy as a tool for unity.
Mm,
I know that when you attend comedy shows,
mm-hmm,
you wouldn't mind whether it's an Igbo man that is sitting beside you, an Hausa man, everybody just laughs to joke,
mm-hmm,
you
mm-hmm.
know. So, welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, comedy.
yeah.
First, we want to find out how did it start? Or like a lot of people say from my mother's womb. Did you
No,
just start laughing from your mother's womb or making your mother laugh from the womb?
I
How
think,
did you start?
yeah, I think comedy itself is an exaggeration. All right. So when somebody says he started from his mother's womb,
Mm,
it's actually trying to make you know that probably the circumstances surrounding my birth
okay.
is funny. You
Oh.
understand, in a way, and I have always been having some funny gestures when I was growing up, like children, and there are some children that are very funny naturally. You understand, from their crawling stage, from there are some that talk even before they are supposed to start talking.
That reminds me
Do you
of one
understand?
they say
Mm,
before somebody was saying before this child will start walking, before he
mm.
start that he will now know the names of all the tenants in town
Yeah,
and name them
Yeah,
one by
so
one.
some children are like that. So that's why somebody can say, okay, I'm a born comedian.
Mm,
Before the person grew up and discovered that he can do comedy.
mm,
Well, comedy for me started when I was in school, at the university. I was a very straight-jacketed person. All
mm.
right, I don't. If you greet me, good morning, I'll just say, hmm. People were often complaining that they go greet you, no go answer, and all that. So but growing up, at a point, I realized that it's important for you to unleash some of the talents that you have within you.
Yeah.
First of all, I started with music.
Okay.
Yeah, I started with music and
Oh.
gospel music, though. So in school, I like to address people. I like to just talk to my fellow students. I like to address my class. So and I discovered that if you start with a funny story, they
You get their
relate, you
attention.
get their attention, they relate to it. The class can be very noisy, but once you just stand up, say, one man, I remember one time when everybody would just, so I started with funny stories like that, get their attention, and then pass across any message I have to pass across to them. And then in my school, there was this issue of cultism. So I like to just give new students that come in orientation. So basically, how do you get them? And in those days, the classes would be so jammed and all that. So how do you get them? You just climb on a table or on a chair, or and then you get their attention, and then you start telling them stories, funny stories, and then you catch their attention, and then you give them orientation on how they should avoid courtism. So that was how I started. Every year I do that, and a lot of them came to know me as we go on, and they were inviting me to hostels for small birthday, for small events here and there.
See their occasion.
Exactly. So from there, I was like, if you make money from this thing, so let's convert it to business. So I remember my first wedding that I hosted. I borrowed the shirt, I borrowed the suits, I borrowed trousers. Do you understand? Because then I was still a student. You understand? I remember they paid me, was it not 3,000? I'd be 2,500 then. So
Wow.
it's been way back. So that was how I started, and we graduated and graduated. So and we're here.
Awesome. So how has the journey been?
Yeah, journey has not been easy because of the environment that we find ourselves today. But actually, I tell people that this country is the best place to be a comedian. If you're a comedian in Nigeria and you travel out of this country, if you can make people laugh in Nigeria with the challenges, the economic challenges that we have, you can make people laugh anywhere in the world. Do you understand? So here on the streets where you live, everything around you, is a material for you to make people laugh and ease their high blood pressure. Normally when I go to event, I first of all tell people that when you come to event, you should know that it's a place for you to ease out your high blood pressure. So basically, it's not been easy, but of course, we're pushing it and we're doing it. And Nigeria, as a country, has come to appreciate our crafts, has come to appreciate the industry as the years roll by. Yeah.
You know, one thing I've come to realize about comedy in Nigeria,
Hmm.
it has grown
Yes,
over the
it
years.
has massively.
We have the godfathers of comedy.
Yeah,
We have people whose names have become household names in
yeah,
comedy.
yeah.
And then, you know, it has become lucrative.
Yes, it is.
So
It
I'm going
is.
to ask you this time, how lucrative is comedy?
Comedy is so lucrative, and now that we're in the era of social media, it has even gone, gone off what people actually thought that it was going to be. You understand? There's a funny thing about how the metamorphosis went on. When some of our senior bros, them, when they started comedy, then they were dressing in a funny way. Do you understand? They do the costume, all the Jaguar and the rest of them, they put costume. And gradually comedy started, moving, evolving. And it came to a point that they can now wear suit and tie.
Gentleman.
They can now wear suit and tie. You won't even know that this
It
guy.
becomes to a point where would I say it becomes a gentleman's business.
Yes.
Because yes, I noticed those,
Yes.
at a point they need to, I don't know, whether, that when you want to entertain children,
Yeah.
you have to look like one
Like
of
a
those
clown or
cartoon
something like, you just
cartoon
dress like a
characters.
clown and all
Yes.
that. And so that they
Or
can relate
suddenly,
that,
yeah.
and it evolves. And now that social media has come, it's like it went back again. So there's a balance. So you see some people on social media doing comedy, they'll dress in a way, they have a certain dress sense, that they used to appear and people used to know them. Once you see somebody dressed like this, he's a Sabinus. Somebody dressed like this, he's a brain jotter and all that. Though there's difference between stand-up comedy and this skit making.
Okay.
There are a lot of skit makers that are very funny online, but you can't stand, and it's called stand-up comedy,
Comedy,
where you
yes.
stand and you
face
crack
the young-
and you crack jokes and people laugh.
Okay.
It's two different things that you come on the screens and then you act.
Let's go on this break as you see one of his works or you see him in action. I'm sure
Yeah.
you want to see him in action.
Yeah.
So let's see AKA Mr. Steve
On the
in
stage.
action. We'll be right back. Welcome back. That was Mr. Steve doing what he knows how to do best. He's still in the studio, so don't worry. You will see how life and direct. Okay, so
Yeah.
we're talking about how lucrative.
Yeah. It is really lucrative.
So it's paying the bills. Overpaying the
I
bills.
have not actually worked for anybody before.
Wow.
I've been doing this even when I was in school. Through this, I was able to send money back home.
Wow.
You understand? I don't go home often. Even when I was doing my youth service, I served in a government house. All right. So I now translated my talent. I went to the chief protocol officer and I told him that I'm not just a core member, and I'm also a comedian. He was like, okay, so let's see what you can do. So anytime they have dinner gala nights
Okay.
in the government house, they feature me.
Okay.
And then the governor that was in the state that I was serving at the time, they said the man doesn't laugh. I still have the pictures till tomorrow. You understand? They said the man doesn't laugh. I said, don't worry, put me up. And then I went on, and the man stood up. He dragged me, dip his hands in his pocket and put some things in some behavior, just put some matter. You understand? In my, so, and after then, they will call me to the chief protocol officer's office and then sign some money, and give to me. So I started making money then. In fact, it was comedy that gave me a place of service in the government house. They gave me a blank check, like choose anywhere you want to serve. You can decide to serve in the bank, decide to serve. I said, okay, let me go to the government house. Let me see what's happening. So that was how I served, and I was performing in the government house until I left. So since then, it's really translated. And
okay, so now I know that we are celebrating Nigeria.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is our month.
Yeah.
Okay. And we are talking about unity in diversity. How can comedy, how can we use it as a tool for unity?
Yeah.
From your own point of view?
Yeah, basically, for me, when I do events, you know, I render two services as a master of ceremony and also as a comedian. So basically, what I do to relax, because when you get into an event, of course, because Nigeria is a country that is diverse, in ethnicity and all that.
Mm.
So I try to balance
Mm.
the equation. So I bring up a joke
Mm.
that can relate to the Igbo, to the Hausa, to the Yoruba, to the man in Bayelsa, to the man, I just engage.
Okay.
I engage them. So in so doing, everybody realized that they're important. So, and if you watch comedians over the years, you discover that our jokes are circled around our country, our people, diversities of culture, and all that. That's why it's called comparison joke, comparison comedy, where you compare the Igbo man. You say, as an Igbo man, that the popular one that started, Igbo man and money, the Hausa man, you don't joke with him. He likes that. You go to the Yoruba, you say Yoruba people that they fear what we and they like opening mouth when they talk, egba mi, and all that, So as a comedian, what you try to do, I've performed in a villa, I've performed in corporate events and all that. So you try to use your comedy to tell people that Nigeria is one and we are one people. And of course, in the midst of the diversities of our culture, we also have things that are similar. That one is now called, jokes where you, after comparison, you bring everything to a point. Do you understand? So basically, that's what we do in our industry. Yeah.
As we round up briefly, what would you say to a young person there who wants to become a comedian?
Yeah, I mean,
Briefly, as we
yeah, I
round
mean,
up,
I
and
mean,
your advice. We're celebrating. So what would
yeah.
you say briefly?
So it's not a straight jacket. It's not a 100-meter dash. You
Wow.
understand? You take your time, and then also explore the social media platforms.
Okay.
Explore the social media. When we started, there was no social media. But today there's advantage for up and coming comedians and all that. So explore the social media platform and also seek for mentorship. Because these days, children, they know the hear word. You understand? They just want jump, enter. If you say it go
Sharp,
work,
sharp.
it doesn't work like that. You must also seek mentorship and all that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Mm.
Thank you so much. I
Yeah.
didn't ask him to give us one
The one
comedy.
they watch, the one.
The one, because the one I watch already, that's right. Thank you so much. So
Yeah.
we've been speaking to AKA Steve.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mr.
Steve
Steve.
Ogedegbe.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you so much. He is the secretary of
Abuja body of
Abuja
comedians.
Body of Comedians. So
Yeah.
if you want to be a comedian in Abuja,
There's
this
a
is the
body.
man.
Yeah.
This is the man we should look for.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Thank you so much,
gracing our
madam.
studio
Thank you.
this morning.
Thank you.
Yes, it's been good morning, Abuja. Please don't go anywhere. We have this musical for you
Mm.
to relax you. Let's go there. We'll be right back.